It is early, as always. I'm just sitting down here and enjoying my morning coffee with my partner in crime. So every morning I take him out, and then when I get here to do my coffee, well, he joins me and relax for a little bit. He likes the cuddles, and he's very quiet, so that's great. That's great for me. Today, much to do. We are going to tackle the garden box and trying to add soil and, trying to add nutriments in there and hopefully plant some seeds. So you can come along with me and see how that turns out. It's a beautiful day today. I think we might have up to 25 today Celsius, so that's pretty good for here. I'm gonna finish my coffee and get my day started. All right, so I wanted to talk about a few things that I heard over the years, even before I started homeschooling. So I wanted to clarify things that are not true about homeschoolers. There's so many things, but I have three things that I want to share with you today. The number one is socialization. So if we're going to talk about myth about homeschooling, this is definitely the top one. For some reason, they think that homeschooled children don't socialize, don't have friends, don't have families, that we're in that little bubble where we don't get out, we don't talk to people. That's just not the case. Actually, my children are probably more social than I am. They are not afraid to say hello to people they see walking on the street or at the bank or at the grocery store. They smile. My children are very friendly. And I think that we have come into like the society now that if your children don't feel like socializing, it's wrong. And to be honest, I went to public school and a lot of children did not want to socialize there. They just didn't. It wasn't their personality. And we just move along. They either had one or two close friends, and sometimes that's just the best way to go, to have one or two good friends that stays in your life throughout many years. So my children socialize all the time with family members, with us, the parents, with their friends, the member of the community, everywhere we go, errands. And also let's not forget that children learn from your example. So if you're very sociable and you say hello to people, more than likely your children will follow in your footstep and be like that. So socialization is just a myth. There's nothing, whether you're homeschooled or you go to public school, socialization has nothing to do with that. It's how you're raised. It's the environment you're raised in. If you have a good, loving home, if you have people around you that supports you, that shows you how to be with people, this can happen to public or homeschooled children. That's just a fact. And number two that I wanted to talk about is also that because I'm not a teacher, I can't teach my kids. So this idea of parents aren't qualified to teach their children. And to me, that's just a bit strange, because I think, my opinion, that we are the most qualified in our children's lives, like in our children, in their growth, in their learning. We are the most qualified people to teach our children. We know them. I mean, we taught them how to walk, how to talk, how to wash, how to eat, all that. We've done all this. Why would it be any different for school? We learned it. These are all things that we are very capable of doing to teach our own children. We are the most qualified to teach our children. We know them. We know what they like. We know what they don't like. We know how they learn. Anyway, so in my opinion, we are the most influential people in their lives. The last point that I was going to talk about is something that came up to me a long time ago, and it's about homeschool kids can't go to college. And I'm like, that's very strange to me, because I went to public school, and when I went to university, I had to take all kinds of standard tests to find out where I was, even though I went to public school. In English and science and French, all that. I had to go through all of that, even though I did graduate from high school. So guess what? It's the same process for homeschooling children. When they decide to go into a career that they really love and enjoy, they'll have to do all that. And when you have that chance to go to college, they are not going to look at your diploma. They're going to look at your grades. So for high school homeschooling kids, you got to make sure to keep up with the grades that they've done from grade 9 all the way to grade 12. I think I've seen so many good homeschooling kids who are now doctors. They're lawyers. They have good career. There is no doubt in my mind that any homeschool children can go to college. So don't worry about that. You can go to college. And if they require a high school diploma where you're at, there are things that you can do. You can go with the GED and have it done, and then you're good to go. Since you already graduated in grade 12, you're probably going to do very well. Also, it is a proven fact that more than likely homeschoolers have a higher rate of attending college. It's statistics. Because my children are homeschooled, and I'm talking about my children. That doesn't mean that people in public school don't go to college and don't have the same qualities. I'm not saying this. And remember, I'm talking about my thoughts and my experience. So my children, they have unique skills. I try my best to teach them in what they want to do when they grow up. And I can make sure that they learn what they need to do, so when they go to college, they won't be blindsided about all the things that they should have learned and that they didn't know. Also, they are self-disciplined. They're motivated. They are also independent. One thing that is good about homeschooling your children is that you can teach them to work independently. And that's wonderful when they reach that age that they can actually do their lessons, and all you have to do is check them and make sure that they understood what they've done. It's great. They're responsible because you teach them from an early age with money, with chores, with responsibilities. I think that because my children are homeschooled, I think it'll be a smoother transition to college. The children looks up to you, the parents, and the people that are around them. And they will see how you handle problems, how you handle life situation, crisis. They will learn from that. So there's a lot of checks that mommy needs to do and daddy needs to do in order for our children to have a to be productive in society. So that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you. 3 simple things that are not true when it comes to homeschooling. So this is it for today. I hope this was helpful. I know it was helpful to me when I learned a few things about what was not true, because it can be a major factor in your decision in wanting to homeschool your children. So there you go. On that note, I do wish you a wonderful weekend. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button on this Thinking Souls channel, and we'll talk very soon. Bye.